aren't packed yet? Riley, what's wrong?
I'm too gross to go to camp or anywhere ever again!
Well, that's a preview of the next 10 years.
Pixar returns to the colorful, emotion-driven world inside Riley's head in Inside Out 2, but the sequel struggles to recapture the magic of the original. While it introduces new emotional dynamics and characters, it doesn't quite pack the same emotional punch or narrative cohesion that made its predecessor a modern classic. Riley, now 13 and voiced by Kensington Tallman, replacing Caitlin Diaz, is navigating the tumultuous waters of early adolescence. She's happier in her new life in the Bay Area, surrounded by close friends Bree and Grace, and passionate about playing ice hockey. Inside her mind, her emotions are still led by the effervescent joy, alongside anger, fear, disgust, and sadness. The return of these core emotions sets the stage for a familiar yet fresh exploration of Riley's internal world. The film's new additions are anxiety, embarrassment, ennui, and envy. These emotions symbolize the more complex feelings that emerge during puberty. Anxiety, in particular, becomes a central figure, adding a layer of nervous energy that shakes up the previously balanced emotional team. Director Kelsey Mann brings an imaginative spark to the film, particularly in visualizing the chaos of Riley's mind as she grapples with new emotions. The scenes where anxiety takes control are particularly well executed, reflecting the frantic and often irrational nature of anxious thoughts. However, the film sometimes struggles to balance its larger ensemble, with some new emotions feeling underdeveloped compared to the richly drawn characters of the original. The narrative focuses on Riley's preparations for a hockey camp, symbolizing her transition into adolescence and the associated anxieties. The film cleverly uses visual metaphors, like the delicate sense of self-structure, to illustrate Riley's evolving identity. However, the sequel leans heavily on explaining these metaphors, which can feel didactic and might go over the heads of younger viewers. One of the standout aspects of Inside Out 2 is the dynamic between joy and anxiety. Maya Hawke brings a sympathetic and nuanced performance to anxiety, making her both a relatable and poignant character. The interplay between joy and anxiety encapsulates the struggle between optimism and worry that defines much of teenage life. Meanwhile, the relationship between sadness and embarrassment adds a sweet and touching layer to the story. Despite these strengths, the film doesn't quite reach the emotional depths of the original. The journey of the emotions feels somewhat repetitive, mirroring the plot of the first film, where joy and sadness were ejected from headquarters. This time, they're joined by fear, anger, and disgust, but the narrative doesn't fully explore the consequences of the new emotions on Riley's behavior and experiences. The film's treatment of puberty is another area where it falls short. While it acknowledges the messiness of this life stage, it doesn't delve deeply into the physical and emotional changes that come with it. This contrasts sharply with Pixar's Turning Red, which handled similar themes with more nuance and emotional resonance. Inside Out 2 has its share of humorous moments and clever ideas, including nods to early 2000s video games and Nickelodeon properties that will amuse older viewers. However, its editing often fails to connect Riley's real-world experiences with her internal emotional struggles in a seamless way. The cause-and-effect relationship between Riley's actions and her emotions is frequently mentioned but not always effectively shown. In conclusion, Inside Out 2 is a smart and entertaining film that explores the complexities of adolescence with humor and heart. However, it doesn't quite achieve the emotional impact or narrative coherence of the original. While it introduces intriguing new characters and dynamics, it sometimes feels more like an explanation of puberty than an experience of it. Fans of the first film will find much to enjoy, but may also feel that this sequel falls short of Pixar's high standards for emotionally driven storytelling.